Hey everybody, it's Tipsy Tuesday.
Who's ready for Tipsy Tuesday? What's it called when you do the chicky 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 chicky? Look how pretty!
A fun weekly show where we grab our favorite drink. Salud!
Diana!
I see, it's nice.
We take our bras off.
Somebody just wrote chicken.
And we laugh at people from around the world.
Yeah, I want some cheese and crackers. Of course I do.
Sometimes we even have guests.
So put your jammies on.
It's time for Tipsy Tuesday.
Good evening, it's Tipsy Tuesday, girl. How you doing? Girl, it's Tuesday and it's crazy. Listen to you while I jump in the shower. Okay, Carmen. Carmen, now that you said that, now I want to just think of my sexiest man voice and be like, Carmen, you will look so beautiful in the shower. I don't know why I chose, like it's like a French Spanish or Spench accent. I don't know what you would have called that, but that's what I heard in my head. Now it feels creepy. All right, how's everybody doing? Somebody, no lie, as I was setting up, was like, I feel like now's a great time to set off fireworks 3 days after. Is that what people do in this country? Because so Jason kept asking me, we spent our 4th of July at the shore, and he kept saying, when do we start setting off fireworks? And I was like, what are you talking about? He was like, well, are we going to stop and pick some up? And I was like, pick some up from where? That's not. Listen, the one thing Jersey does right is we don't let people touch fireworks. Like we as a state, we're like, we should not have fireworks. Wisconsin can have fireworks. Jersey should not have live ammo. So there's that. And so we're not allowed to. So it's weird to me when other countries of Pennsylvania will just randomly be like, yeah, I'm going to shoot this fireball into this tree. I'm like, I don't think that's a good idea at all. So they were setting off fireworks here last night. It hit 111 degrees at my house in Tucson. I mean, leave. We did fine during the recent rain. Girl, did you see what happened at the BJ's? Hold on. Could you imagine? There's the video. If you haven't seen it, there's this massive rain deluge, if you will. And I don't know, BJ's didn't have a good contractor. And you know, it's like a big warehouse, right? A BJ's, Costco, they're all kind of basically warehouses. And literally like the whole baking section. And there's a lady just trying to buy some muffins. Yeah, just trying to buy some muffins. And did you see it was like the muffins were following her, just gently pushing her. And that's how I'd like to believe. If I'm on the verge of death, I will just be gently nudged by a number of muffins. I think I did not hear of any fatalities. They were like 3 people were like under stuff. Was it an old man, Vicky? I was like, in my final moments, I would like to have a chocolate chip muffin. Just gently going, it's getting a little, yeah. Is that it? Was it a man? I thought it was a woman. He was like, I am not letting go of these frozen pizzas. Yeah, everybody out, it's just fine. It's amazing. What happened? Melanie, the whole roof came down. Whole roof came down. And it was recorded. Crazy. And you see stuff like that and you're like, how did no one get hurt? And then that's what it was like when I was an EMT. It'd be very funny. Like you'd show up for an accident and there'd be like a little fender bender, like 6 people died. And then you'd show up to a car that was like mangled, wrapped around a tree. They're like, yeah, it was fine. You're like, so bizarre. Where is the BJs? We don't have them out here. I don't know. Is that one of the things that we just don't have everywhere, but we as people think you do? I don't know. Were they gluten-free muffins? They probably were. And I would like to believe they were filled with gluten. And they were like, you're going to die soon. We're going to push you back to heaven filled with gluten. Yeah. I don't know. All right. So we have to solve. What was the saying we both said? Get your goad. Okay. So I have a question. So I don't know if your person likes to nudge. We'll call you nudge you. Like say things that they know will just like it. Like, so I was saying, so our rule in this house is if you make dinner, you don't clean it up. You make dinner, somebody else cleans it up. Okay. Today, I watered all the plants. I had to go fight with the township. I did all the laundry. I think I did a bunch of other stuff. So Jason made dinner. And dinner tonight was tomatoes and mozzarella cheese. It was very light. And so he said, oh, a caprese, like a caprese salad. So he was like, well, you know what the rule is. If you make dinner, then the other person has. I said, okay, it was tomatoes and mozzarella. Plus, your laundry is sitting by the thing. So there's the other rule that says if somebody does all your laundry and all the other laundry and cleans the whole house, then they don't have to. Was there a lot to clean up? No. So of course, he's like, you don't know the other rule? I said, what's the other rule? He's like, women stay in the kitchen. So he's doing this. He is nudging. But he says, Dina, I'm obviously kidding. I was trying to get your goad. And I said, you mean goat? He was like, no, get your goad. That's the saying, get your goad. And I was like, isn't it get your goat? I'm pretty sure it's get your goat. Now, mind you, I don't know what either of these things. What does it mean to get your goat? I've been saying goat forever. And you've been saying goad, G-O-A-D. So, of course, yeah, the basil was fantastic. It was very good. It was very good, Judy. So I said, don't look it up. I'm going to look it up on the show. Definitely say goat. I've always heard, yeah, but what does it even mean? Somebody's going to get your goat. What do I got goats for? Let me say, get your goat. Meaning, get your goat is an English idiom that means to severely annoy, anger, or irritate somebody. It deeply frustrates you. The way he interrupts us during meetings really gets my goat. Where does it come from? The exact origin is debatable. The most popular theory is that it links to traditional horse racing. Goats were historically kept in a thoroughbred stall as companions. If I was a goat, I would be a great companion because their calming presence helps high-strung horses relax. Babe, I got to get a goat. Do you know how relaxed I would be? I'm your goat. Are you my goat? You do relax me. Who's your goat? Goading. That's why he was saying goat. Get your goat, Debbie. Unscrupulous rivals would sneak in and steal your goat on race day, upsetting the horse and ruining its chances. Baby, if anybody tries to steal you, I want you to yell very loud. Another common etymological theory suggests maybe an English adaptation of the French phrase to take the goat, which also means to lose one's temper. But you think it's to get you, because Jason said, I think you can do it both ways. Get your goad definition. It says the phrase get my goad is an acorn. Have you ever heard of that?
An acorn.
Egg, EGG, corn. A misheard or altered version of the popular idiom, get my goat. What the hell is an acorn? We are learning so many. Let me see.
A goad is a pointed stick to drive cattle, and quote, to goad someone means to cattle.
Oh my gosh. Diana eggcorns all the time. An everyday phrase or word that is misheard or misinterpreted. Diana is eggcorning all over the place. Has anybody ever heard the word egg corn? So egg corn means you're wrong. Yeah, it's all very confusing. All right, Mooney just saved by the bell. She just said, did you know where it comes from? To be rescued. Those are the origins. Boxing. Can we save by the bell if the bell rings? That makes sense. It's called an eggcorn, Missy. Missy, you eggcorn all the time. But I don't think Missy eggcorns because she mishears something. She just missays it. And she's like, you're saying it wrong, but yes. You know what I mean? I don't think that Missy, let me put this, Missy in her head is saying it right. Missy, don't act like you don't know what I'm talking about. Would you like to come on here and defend yourself? Because I could give you 50 examples. Mooney, what is it? I just Googled it. You tell me what Saved by the Bell is. Eggcorns are great. I've never even heard of the word, Stacy. So crazy. Oh, wait. Okay. The other day, is intentionally saying it wrong an eggcorn? No. So, okay. Here's what I want to say. And Missy and I had a whole discussion about, do you want to just come on, or you want them to just hear my side of the story? I don't want to say the person's real name, but Missy was saying somebody's name. We're on the phone. We're both traveling home from a gig. And I said, well, who were you working with tonight? I'm not even going to remember the person's. And I said, who were you working with? She goes, it was John Haynor. So we were working together, and she just continues. She said his name at least 4 times, almost like on The Price is Right, when then that lady was like, mommy. She did that, but with somebody's last name, and then continued as if none of that happened. And I let her finish the sentence, and I was like, are we going to address what just went? And she was like, what? I said, that thing that you just did in the middle of the sentence, hey, no. You're not going to address that at all? That happened? And she said, well, a nice person would have just let it go. And I go, yeah, I'm not letting it go. But what I say, The Price is Right, Family Feud. Thank you, Meredith. That was an acorn. I don't know. I'm going to start throwing acorn around all the time. And I was like, she was like, a nice person would have just ignored it. I would go, well, I am not. Okay. And every time you do something weird and then you look around to see if anybody noticed it, I'll be looking at you like this. Every time. I tell you, on that trip to California, it was like she was trying to be undercover, like she didn't know anybody and nobody was going to call it out. And she'd mess up a word real loud from across the room. I did, Moon. I did hear that too before. And then she'd say it real loud, like, oh, that's not what I said when I had sex with your mom. Like, she said that in the middle of breakfast. And then I see her immediately look around to see if anybody heard her scream this in a public place. And I'm looking right, and she goes like this. And I was like, really? That's what I mean, Athena. I said, only a real friend would be like, what the are you talking about? But a good friend will always harass you. Yeah, just be over here just going. Like that. And I wonder. All right, Melanie says, funny story. Now she has set the bar high. I ordered a vintage Mora clock for my daughter-in-law, and my daughter asked me to send a picture. So I sent a screenshot of my order. My 34-year-old daughter said, it's cute, but it's sold out. I bought it. It's one of a kind. I never let her live it down. You'd be like, I know it's sold out. I bought it. Okay. Okay. I remember Nicole, my mom was making something. I don't know if it was like pudding or something. And she had a measuring cup. And you know, measuring cups like that. And so she put like, maybe it was pudding. So she put pudding, first cup, second cup, third cup. And here's Nicole. Nicole goes, I want the cup on the bottom. I said, what? She goes, I want the cup on the bottom. There's more in that cup. Now, mind you, we were probably in like 4th and 5th grade. But I would go, it's all the same cup. She goes, Tina, look at it. The bottom cup is clearly bigger. And I was like, bitch, okay. Okay, you're right. You should get that one. I'm going to take the one at the top. She goes, oh, that's the smallest one. And I was like, yep. So there's that. Please tell me dumb things that you've said or done. I've said dumb things. I have one. Did I ever tell you this?
Tell me what.
I was with I think I told you this story. I'll tell you some real dumb things I've said. Okay, this is real bad. I went to Catholic school, and I'm trying to be smart in the smart class. That was a mistake. I should just hang in the back of the class and not say anything. Was I well read in high school? No. Was I trying? No. Should I have raised my hand? No. I should have just attended, played the piano. So we're in religion class. Now, I grew up Catholic. I don't know nothing. You know what Catholics do? They don't want to know nothing about no other religions. There is no other religion. So now we're like juniors in high school. Are you listening to this story? Because I want to hear something dumb you've said.
I've never said it.
Okay. So we're in class, and the teacher says, what are some other types of religions? So somebody says Jewish. Somebody says Hindu. So I'm trying to get on because there's not like a lot left, right? Kwanzaa, that's a holiday, whatever. So I was like, I got it. It's like Dina, okay? I said, I got one, Muhammad Ali. And I said it like it was an SAT question. I said it. Everybody started laughing. I was like, well, that was real good. That's what I said. There's a reason I'm a comedian. Listen, I can make fun of Missy, but I said Muhammad Ali was a religion. So you go. Please. My sister had a shirt that said, I'm a something skier. I said, what's a skier? Years ago, my sister and I went to a party at her friend's house. I was fixed a chocolate martini. It was very strong, and I smashed it. My sister laughed. I was thinking about that the other night. Oh, well, okay. The one time in my teen, I was in the store, and we walked up the escalator. It wasn't maybe, and I asked, how are we going to get down? My mom never let me do. Sonia, I don't know anybody that hasn't done it. I go, how are we going to get off? No, we've all done that. That's when I knew I was a comedian. You are going to be sad. I know this. Oh, there's so many more. I can only openly make fun of you, Missy, since I have my own. My very first night I moved into my current place in my roommates, I had never met one of them, and it's the one I share a bathroom with, and I thought I locked the bathroom door. I didn't. She walked in on me peeing. She goes, oh, sorry. Nice to meet you. I was dying and so embarrassed. That's always fun. I thought of you on Sunday when a youth in our church played the glockenspiel during a closing song. And did everybody stand and give them a round of applause? I hope so, because that's the correct response to a glockenspiel. My friends and I were looking at a paper map. One of us said, "Where's the dot that shows you are here?" I was trying to quiz Carly's geography knowledge. We were driving to Pennsylvania from Delaware. I asked her if we were driving north or south. She rolled her eyes at me and said she couldn't tell because she wasn't looking out the window. Okay. One day my niece asked, "How did you make baked potatoes before there were microwaves?" I also wanted to know what crocheting was when it said crocheting. Listen, you are not wrong. I crochet all the time. My son texted me, "I feel sick. I typed him back, "Where do you feel dick?" Whoops. Yeah, you're not supposed to send that to your son. How does one decide to learn to play the glockenspiel? Well, Melanie, I'm glad you asked. I've been waiting for somebody to ask. Finally, it's only been 9 years of drinking on the internet for this to come up. And mind you, my friend Loretta, who was my glockenspiel teacher, if you are a classically trained piano player and you want to be in the marching band, which is everyone's dream, obviously, there are not a lot of options. They cannot strap a keyboard to you because of the cord. I already asked. So the only option was the glockenspiel. And to make matters worse, they tilt it this way. Now, some do play this way, but a lot of time, true glockenspiel is played that way. So imagine you learned an instrument your entire life this way, and they were like, "We're going to flip it 90 degrees." And you're like, "Great, let's try and play it now. But let's have a bolero jacket on and a cowboy hat and some white sunglasses and a pimple right here." I think you guys understand the allure. I worked at a cafe and I said to the customer, "Can I have you?" instead of "Can I help you?" We watched Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. My sis went to school. The teacher said what flies through the air, and she said "Chitty Chitty Bang Bang." Got in trouble. Way back when I was a file clerk, I was in an elevator coming back from lunch when I had my hair done. Was with all my workmates and all the big bosses were on the elevator. My friend asked me what I had done, and out loud I said, "A cut, wash, and blow job." I could not look at my bosses again. Judy, why can't you live in the country of Pennsylvania? We would have so much fun. You're walking around telling everybody you got a blow job that day. I mean, honestly, you just make life hard. This sets up the story. As a teenager, my son worked at a grocery store. My husband heard someone say they were having a hard time making ends meet. What he actually heard was they were having a hard time making mincemeat. While it worked, he looked at the directions on the frozen mincemeat pie and wondered how dumb this person was with the simple directions. Okay. Like, it's actually very easy to make mincemeat. Now, who's asking that question anyway? Lori, when have you ever been? You know what I find so hard? Make mincemeat. So hard sometimes. When I was in Venice with my sister, she wore sandals one morning, and I said, "Go put sneakers on." She said, "Nope, we're going to take a cab today." I laughed so hard, she forgot there were no cars on the canals. When my son was little, he broke his finger. I taped, I'm drinking. I taped his two fingers together. An hour later, he said it still hurt and held up the other hand. I taped the wrong fingers. Oh. Have you played for Jason? Is that when he fell in love? Yes. Yes and yes. Jason, on what date did I play the piano for you?
What?
On what date was it that I played the piano for you? Yeah.
I'm not sure you played it on a date.
Well, we were
Yeah,
dating.
the first time I went to your house.
Did we go to my house first or your house first? I think we came here first.
Yeah.
So it must have
Well, I had
been.
a piano here, so you probably played that.
Yeah. It's probably like our third or fourth date.
You probably ripped it and said it was out of tune.
I did tell you it was out of tune. I one time typed to a friend that I bought 2 dinners, one for me and one for my son, so he wouldn't eat my dinner. Only I sent it to my son and didn't realize until my son said wrong person. It had been ages since I had been to Norm's Diner, known for their T-bone steaks. We go, order our food, and got into a deep conversation. Food came, and I said loudly, "Hey, why is there a bone in my steak?" Duh, I'd ordered T-bone steak. Tell the story about Dean's supersize. Melanie, I don't remember. Melanie, you tell me the story. It's vague. I vaguely remember. Oh, we were out. That's right. The waitress. Tell me if this is right, Melanie. You would know the story. I feel like we were at the diner, and the waitress came over, and he had ordered like meatloaf or something, and it comes with a soup or salad. And so Dean was like, "I'll take the meatloaf," and she was like, "Soup or salad?" And he was like, "Yeah, I would love a super salad." And we're all like, "What?" He goes, "I mean, if you can make it a super salad." That's right. Melanie, what other stories about Dean do you remember? You should come here and write them down. My friends were in a marching band in high school, and I wanted to be as well. My dad said, if they can strap that piano on your back, you can be in the band. Well, and he never said glockenspiel. Shakendra. Shirt said humanities and letters are separate. I said, what's a human ITs? The guitar playing in the background makes me happy and reminds me of Sam. It's Madeline's husband. Madeline, I just want you to know, I want everybody to know this. Madeline, when we started doing our open mics, started telling us about her late husband, Sam. And she would write poetry. And one of the poems that she wrote, I hope you're okay with me sharing. I'm not going to share the whole thing, but one of them was called Mad Sad. And it was like this idea that she's mad that he's gone and she's sad that he's gone, but being grateful for all these things. And I can't tell you, Madeline, how many times in my life, I don't know, in the last few weeks, I was like, you know what? I'm mad sad. I am mad sad right now. And I'm going to tell Madeline. And I was just saying to Missy the other day, I was like, Missy, I was just thinking about I'm mad sad. I'm going to choose to be grateful. And it was just such a, I don't know who needed to hear about mad sad, but you could be mad and sad at the same time and still be grateful and still be thankful for the time that you had to sing. So I'm glad. I said to Jason, I said, can you play guitar? Everybody loves it. What is mincemeat? I don't know. It's what people eat in Europe. My cousin got lost once and called his sister for help. She said, what do you see? Trying to see where he was. He said, a guy watering his lawn. Listen, we're not getting you home. Okay, Tanya, we were in Portugal. And we lost Diana and Mike. It was when we went to see Our Lady, I was going to say of the lake, but that's from a Monty Python. It's from a Monty Python show. It's not the lady. Nope. Who am I talking about? In Portugal. Jason, what is the very Catholic Mary pilgrimage that people go on? Medjugorje. Not the Lady of the Lake. Good song. We lose Diane and Mike. And I call her on the phone, collect, or like, international. It's cost me 12 minutes to call her because I'm like, put her on this cart. I thought they were taking her to one place. They just took her somewhere different. We didn't know where she went. So I called her on the phone. I said, hey, what do you see? She goes, I see a church. And I was like, bitch, there's a church. There's a church every 15 feet. She goes, well, there's a bell ringing. So we've literally followed the sound of the bell ringing all the way to the top and finally found her. I many years ago, above the hair, told my boyfriend and his roommate the blowjob was only $10 more. Mm-hmm. My daughter thought they said emotional. Maggie, my daughter thought that they said emotional consideration at the end of Wheel of Fortune. She thought it was so nice of them to say. And I said it's promotional consideration. Have you played the Glockenspiel for Jason? I have not. I was on the phone with the doctors and when we were hanging up, she said, I love you. And I said, I love you too. When the waiter or waitress says, enjoy your meal, I have a habit of saying, you too. I will you too everything. People are like, all right, good luck with your exam. I'm like, you too, nurse who's not at an exam. The best was feta. Dina. Jason, listen to this. Karen said, hey, Dina, I took your advice and found a lover. I'm so excited. Unfortunately, he doesn't live close. Karen, you don't need your lover to live close. All right. In fact, at the beginning, far, far away. Okay. All right. I love that and here's the way you have to say, you've taken a lover. It's even creepier. Creeps everybody out. Nobody asks a lot of questions when you start saying, I've taken a lover. Yeah. So mind your business. Hello here from Oklahoma. I saw the hot ass part too, Kim. What part of Oklahoma? Got a wiggle. Glad you can make it. One time Bill was making a grocery list and I yelled out, put the light on the list. He said, what light? I kept saying delight. We did this several times. Then I said delight the creamer we put in our coffee. Mad Sad explains grief so much. Yeah. He was laying in the driveway with his arm hurt and you put this hose around him. Yep. Yeah. And he actually, he did. He broke his arm. Fatima. Oh, it was Fatima. What did I say? I keep thinking it's Guadalajara, and I know that's not right. Yeah. Oh, Di rolling down the thing. He put on a new pair of shoes and asked me if they fit. That's your husband? Listen, my mom, did everybody's mom, Jason, did your mom do the thing where she would take you to the shoe store for school shoes? You got school shoes, right?
Yeah.
And your mom would take you, and you couldn't just try them on. You had to stand up, and then your mom had to come over with her thumb and press on the front.
Maybe when I was really little.
That's how you have to do it every time.
I mean,
You weren't.
Stopped after like 3 years old.
No, you have to do it. You weren't allowed to buy it. My mom had a detour in Jersey and called me for directions so she could see high tension wires. I said, you're going to need to give me a little bit more. I was a junior in high school giving a speech in front of the whole class in science, and I said orgasm instead of organism. I was so embarrassed. Jason, did you ever say anything like wrong? You never said orgasm for organism?
One time in 5th grade.
In 5th grade?
The teacher was talking about, they said something about
Teacher?
Jimmy Carter.
Said something about Jimmy Carter.
And I said, you mean Jimmy Carter?
And you said Jimmy Farter. Okay, well, that was on purpose.
I said, did you mean Jimmy Carter?
Did you
And
mean
everybody
Jimmy Carter?
laughed like,
Okay.
including the teacher.
Including that. Wow, you were just buttering her up. Friends went to Huntsville for the summer. She said, get up here. There are men all around. But she said her friend was in a bad mood, so just beware. Friend and I went out. When we came back, the friend was holding a dog tag he had given her, and he said, did he write anything on it, like names, dates, diseases? My friend, I busted a gut that the girl was so mad at me. Lisa, I don't know that I got that whole story. Try again. At a French restaurant, we brought a plate with 4 round marshmallows. Husband put in his mouth, spit it out, and realized it was... It was a warm rolled washcloth to clean our hands. Debbie, that's the best. Brits call chopped meat minced meat. It's also a spicy meat for mince pie. Jason and I did not get invites to the Taylor Swift wedding, which I thought was weird. Yes, Missy would tell me all the time she loved me at work. I went to the grocery store many years ago and asked, "Where is your arugula?" He was like, "Arugula?" Mm-hmm. Yeah, Bethany came at the right time. I became a grandmom last night. I did that to Phil once. I was on a payphone and I was like, there are a lot of trees in a Wawa. When my daughter was 5, I picked her up from daycare. She was so excited to tell me a story, but couldn't get the word out. I said, slow down and spit it out. And she started spitting. Okay, Lisa, that part of the story was missing. When my sister was younger, she had to wipe down the table after we ate dinner. So my dad told her she needs to put some elbow grease when cleaning the table. My sister started opening the cabinets and closing them. My dad comes down the kitchen and says, "What are you doing?" She said, "I'm looking for the elbow grease." We couldn't stop laughing. My dad said, "You knew what I meant and you didn't explain it to her." I said, "No, I didn't." That's the best. Oh, Jacqueline and Morse code. I wish my son a happy birthday. He said, "You too." You're like, nope. The Virgin of Guadalupe. Different. We'd go to my cousin's basketball games when I was younger all the time. I thought they were saying 30-second timeout for the longest time, and I realized they were saying 30-second time out. Yeah, I think everybody did that with their shoes. Well, Hussey's on the Loose was the best. Yeah, Shakendra. Diana was looking for like a full thumb. You're like, these are too big. She was like, I still press my shoe with the toe. I go to many doctor's appointments that I often get seen by medical students first. My husband bet me $50 to introduce him to the next medical student as my paramour. Guess who got $50? And I made the medical student blush. My mom said masturbate instead of exacerbate. You are going to masturbate the problem. You're like, that's not what I'm going to do at all. I'm not. And is that what you're doing? Because nobody wants that. My mom and dad had interesting conversations. Mom, "Hey, Don, what do you want for dinner?" Dad replies, "No, it's too early to go to bed and we didn't eat yet." Susie, I'm telling you, one of my favorite things when my dad was here was listening to the two of them talk and be having two separate conversations, because it's the best. My wife still puts her fingers on her shoes to measure it. Yep, they used to come from Schuster's in Berlin. I went to a business picnic and they had condiments at a different table than the burgers. I asked where the condoms were instead of the condiments. I was at a wedding, took a big bite of what I thought was mashed potatoes, but it was horseradish. Oh. Maddie is very literal. Somebody said, "It looks like you've grown a foot since I last saw you." She would look at her back to see exactly where this foot grew. When I was a child, we went to Buster Brown Shoes. Anyway, we had a machine like an x-ray that showed you where your toes were inside the shoes. It was probably an actual x-ray, Carol, when they were throwing x-rays around like it was a good idea. I had a friend who had a 3-year-old grandson. He got frustrated and said, "Grandma, you're driving me nuts." That's so funny. I know, Eva. It's great. That shoe thing was one of the things I was most excited to do. My friends went out drinking with Lisa and Walter. She had to pee. She had eaten 5 worms and many shots. It was snowing out. She squatted and fell in the snow pile. We had to pull her out. Oh, that's fun. Sisters and friends were out of state for a wedding. They were drunk and hungry. I ordered Taco Bell. She gets a call from her husband at 2 a.m. "Did you order Taco Bell?" It was delivered to our house. That song, "Summertime" by Will Smith. I used to think it was "Sit Back in Des Moines" and not "Sit Back and Unwind." Different song. Niece was 5 years old, arguing with a friend, then yelled at her mom, "Ma, Isn't Daddy's last name Dick? And was at a birthday party. My friend wanted to make some earrings that I had, so I told her to get faux leather. She called me from Hobby Lobby saying they didn't have fox leather and wanted to know what store might have it. I couldn't stop laughing. My daughter was coughing, said it went down her third pipe. I said, how many pipes do you had? She goes, 3. The food pipe, the drink pipe, and the wrong pipe. Mm-hmm. My daughter used to call a pool tube a prostitute. She should still do that. One of my coworkers, we were first grade teachers, went to ask the kid why they had a sourpuss look in the face, and she said, "Get that pussy off your face." I feel like I would love to work with kindergartners just for the material. Fancy restaurant came around with a tray to show us we can order for dessert. I reach over to pick up the cheesecake because they are usually plastic. My fingers went all the way through. The waitress said, "Would you like that one or should I get you a new one?" Yeah, you're not supposed to touch them, coolie. One time we were the driver on the trip and my stepdaughter asked a question and Bill's answer. "We'll cross that bridge when we get there." We ended up driving over an actual bridge and she said, "Daddy, is this the bridge?" Mm-hmm. "Oh, you're driving my nuts." Oh. Some guy kept calling our house from a bar. He kept asking if we were picking him up at the bar. We finally said yes, and he never called back. I just love it. So tonight, after Jason made our caprese salad, I said, let's come sit out here in Tuscany. And so I said, let me put on some music. Now, Jason never likes my music. I don't know why gangster rap is not at the top of his list from the 90s. And Salt and Pepper, obviously. But because we're out here and we're eating the Italian food and we got our Tuscan little fountain over here, I said, I'm going to put together a good playlist. So I put on Italian favorites. Now, if you haven't done this, do yourself a favor. Put an Italian favorite. I'm going to tell you what's going to come up. All right? O Sole Mio. So it starts to play, but it's the instrumental version. And I said, do you know this? And he was like, what do you mean? I said, O Sole Mio. He was like, no, I don't know it. I said, well, what? What do you mean you don't know O Sole Mio? Pavarotti? So I played it. And then there's a whole bunch that are like, girl, do yourself a favor. Put on the Italian favorites. I mean, let me pull it up. Let me pull up the playlist. Just a Gigolo. That was this funny. Angelina. You guys know that one? You're going to love it. O Sole Mio. Oh, you know what? Turandot. There's another good. That's Amore. Fly Me to the Moon. I mean, you're out here. It's Tuscany. Mm-hmm. I found old 50s, 60s Italian music my parents grew up listening to and played it while I was a kid. The nostalgia feels. I'm having a great summer. That's Amore. That's Amore. Mm-hmm. Dina, where do you get your lip liner from? I love it. I'll tell you, Jesus. Now, here's the funny thing. It's funny that you should say it because I have not been wearing a lick of makeup. Not one bit. And is everybody else doing that? Dominic the Donkey. That's like very Christmas. Does anybody wear makeup in the summer, or am I the only one that's just like, Jesus is going to do the makeup? I'm just going to get some sun. You know what I'm saying? When it gets to be like the temperatures that it is, which was like 95 to like 100 and something, I can't. And I wonder sometimes when people look at me if they're like, she's given up. Anybody? I've been running makeup for y'all. So, yeah, I haven't worn makeup in 17 years. I said well during COVID and never went back. I never wear makeup. Once your face gets tan, you don't need makeup. That's what I mean. I never wear makeup unless it'd be dressed up for something. Sunscreen all the time. Lipstick, mascara only. Yeah, I just like if I have a corporate or something. Oh Mio Bambino Caro is one of my favorites. Oh Mio Bambino Caro. My friend Rosie, the one that was in the Army and the Army Field Band. Girl. Yeah, I wear makeup a couple times a year. You know what, Brenda? I find that I'm losing eyelashes. So I'll sometimes put like an eyeliner on just to make it be like I should just put an arrow. These are where my eyes are. That might be a little bit more specific. Just to have an arrow right here that says my eyes are located here. I don't think I care. Jason is not Italian. What are you? German,
English.
English.
But the paternal ancestor came from with the Palatinate German area, which is just north of.
Okay, I don't know what you're saying. But if you were to pick a song, like if I was to pick a song of my people, it would be That's Amore. And that's how I would be identified as Italian.
Okay.
If you were to pick a song of your people, what would it be?
The devil went down to Georgia.
The devil went down to Georgia. But you're not from Georgia.
Tulsa Time.
Tulsa Time. Thank you, Allison. She said I'm the Italian version of Pamela Anderson. No one thinks that. My dad is the interesting one. I mean, Dad's 100% Italian. My dad, also known as Kerbin, was like Spanish, Filipino, American Indian, English. So he was like all the brown stuff. Like when I tell people I'm Italian, people think that's what my skin color is from the Italian side. But you've met Diane. She's the whitest person I know. But my dad was more of that. You know, Mediterranean, Asian, Pacific Islander, somewhere in there. And can I tell you, oh my gosh, can I tell you, does anybody else have a greasy face? And here's the thing, is that my face has been so greasy, but I think it's good. I think if you have a greasy face, you live forever. Am I making that up because of the bourbon? Do you know what I'm talking about? I think that us Mediterraneans, we're constantly self-oiling our skin. I don't have a greasy face. Lisa, are you white? I'm just saying. Every time I'm like, oh my gosh, what is happening with my face? I just think to myself, no wrinkles. Is that what it means? When I got a facial, they told me greasy skin means less wrinkles. Girl, I'm so greasy. Out of the three sisters, who gets the darkest? Nicole. Michelle's real white. Bug. It's fine now. It's definitely bourbon logic. My skin is oily too. Are you dark? And I could tell you are making it up about the greasy face. I don't think it is. I'm telling you. Come back here in 30 years. Jason, do you think that if somebody has a greasy face that means that they just have like self-oiling skin and that they'll look younger longer? Yeah, you do. I have greasy skin and very few wrinkles. I have dry skin that makes wrinkles stand out even more. Greasy equals less. Yep. That was a bug face. I don't have a greasy and hardly any wrinkles. All right, Kaylin, you're just bragging. So, yeah. Very greasy skin, no wrinkles. I'm brown Brazilian. Yeah, listen. And Kezia, tell me if you're like this. So I was over at the house in Jersey and I'm weeding because I got somebody coming in August 1st for the 2 years. So I'm trying to like get things done, whatever. And I'm out there weeding and I don't know if I had sunscreen on or not, but I was out there. It was like one of the days where it was like 105 degrees and you couldn't be out there for very long. So maybe I was out there for 20 minutes and Kezia, I could literally just feel, I was like, and we're darker, and we're darker, and now we're darker. Literally took 20 minutes. My skin will just take it in. All right, so let me just answer about this ring. Everybody's been asking about this ring. I'm not married. I wish that I had a fancy answer for you, but here's what I'm going to tell you. So this ring you already know about. We're engaged. This ring, which is this one, people are like, oh my God, she got engaged or she got married. I didn't. I found this at one of the Airbnbs on the floor and it fits me perfect. And so now I wear it. I wear it because it keeps my ring on my finger. But for some reason, everybody's like, oh my God, she got married. I didn't. There's nothing exciting happening. Yeah. My white husband is so jealous. See. I don't think he cares. He doesn't care. Let me ask you this. Is there something about you? We only have 4 minutes left. Is there something about you that like the person that you're with, like either loves about you or like, but like I don't know, like everybody else feels like they have like a lot of comments about like my face. I have another dot coming in here now. That's new. And my hair is silver. But I was like, you know what? Jason loves it. I don't care. I should care. I just don't. And he doesn't care. He seems to like my face. So I don't know. It's just very funny. So yeah. I thought for sure you had a double wedding with Taylor. That's exactly what I did. Tanya. Okay, so we're trying to grow my hair out. And so I don't know how long we're going to be able to rock this, especially in the summer, because now it spends so much time up in a, what's it called? Ponytail. Jeremy. He's like, I totally get it. Everybody loves my sexy man legs. Jeremy. So tonight, Jason served our caprese tomato mozzarella salad on the official Jeremy Hall cutting board. And so he did end up cleaning up and we were sitting there talking and he's washing the cutting board up. And I said, you know, Jeremy made that by hand. Like what you're holding that's so beautiful, like Jeremy made that. And he was like, Jeremy is a really good carpenter. And I was like, so I said, okay. So I said, it's amazing that somebody can do that. It's the fountain, Jim. I said, it's just amazing that he can do that. And he said, it is amazing. I said, like if it was colonial times, all right, and Jeremy's over here making cutting boards, what would be your colonial job? He goes, that's easy. It's easy. I'd be a minstrel. I said, I'm sorry, what? He goes, I'd be a minstrel. I go, you think that in colonial times, you can be over here with your banjo and that's going to pay our bills and keep us warm? He was like, I'm going to be a minstrel. I said, I'm not going to be with a minstrel. What are you talking about? It's colonial. It's colonial. Nobody got a job playing the banjo. What are you talking about? He goes, no, I would. I said, you're not. That's not a job in Cologne. Nobody has the job as the town minstrel. Okay? So pick another job. He goes, that's my job. He says, all right, then that's what I would do when I retired. I was like, bitch, you would be dead. There was no such thing as retirement in colonial time. You just die. Yeah. was a minstrel. Somebody that just plays. He thinks he's gonna pay these bills. He's gonna have this big house of being a minstrel. Mm-hmm. He's a wandering minstrel. I said, well, I'm gonna tell you something. The lady playing the glockenspiel's not dating the guy that the minstrels. Mm-hmm. You'd be the town crier. You'd be good at it. You won't have a home. But I'm sure Missy will take you in. She's the town whore. She's already established that. But next week, we're going to talk about what's your colonial job. And I'd like you to think about it. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Even I wouldn't be the court jester. Susie, I'm not colonial times. Girl, you got to think about it. I'm going to be a loomer. I'm going to loom. With the big wheel, I can loom like the best of them. Mm-hmm. Dina, you may be in the stocks for not holding your tongue. Yeah, I would not. I would be one of those people that's burned at the stake, you know, for just saying too much and being a woman. Okay, Victoria, have fun tonight. Kenny said, I'll make candles. That's the job, candle maker. Mm-hmm. I think it's a weaver. I like to say loomer. Churn butter, all solid options. Minstrel, not a solid option. We're talking Little House on the Prairie times. Yeah, pretty close. Mm-hmm. Candlestick maker. Jason is like a finance teacher, man. He's a very smart person. He thinks he's going to minstrel. The heck is a loomer? A loom. Loom. L-O-O-M, not L-U-M-O-R. Good try. Loom. Like I got a loom. I only picked it up because I went to one of those colonial villages when the kids were younger and they had a big wheel and it looked fun, Linda. And I thought I would. I used to crochet a lot. I want to brag. Okay. I used to crotchet a lot. A weaver. Mm-hmm. Raise your hand if you would have been burned at the stake. Yeah, Jeremy, he would be a tax collector. I don't know what he's talking about. He's over here minstreling. Yeah, minstrel. Mm-hmm. It does. Melanie has a section. Mm-hmm. You could also be the town baker. You could, and you would do a killing. I'm a loomer. All right, I gotta go to bed. Listen, this was great. And by great, I mean it was fun. It was fun enough. What else were you gonna do for the last hour? Nothing. Brenda, you would definitely be burned at the stake, but that smoke would smell something good. Because, you know. Mm-hmm. All right, everybody. As Judy says, good night, everybody. Sleep tight and be kind to yourself. And that's it. Stay tuned. I had a bunch of work to do. I have to get up early, do some more work, but I'm going to try to make some videos for realsies. For realsies. But thanks for watching as always. Have a great night, blessed night, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.